In 60 AD, a fierce rebellion erupted in Roman Britain, led by the legendary warrior Queen Boudica. The revolt was marked by fire, steel, and a relentless drive for freedom. One of the most shocking moments was the burning of Londinium, modern-day London. Over 70,000 Romans and civilians perished in the uprising. Boudica united rival tribes, leading them against the might of Rome. The rebellion stunned the Roman Empire, revealing the power of a determined leader. The image of Londinium in flames became a symbol of resistance. Even the greatest empires can be shaken by a united front. Though ultimately defeated, Boudica's actions inspired future struggles for justice. Her story endures as a testament to the spirit of those who fight for their land. Boudica was queen of the Iceni, a Celtic tribe in what is now Norfolk, England. She lived during a time when the Roman Empire was expanding its reach across the British Isles, bringing both opportunities and challenges to the local tribes. She was married to King Prasutagus, who ruled as a Roman ally. This alliance was meant to bring peace and mutual benefit, but it was a delicate balance to maintain. Despite this alliance, the Iceni fiercely protected their culture. They held on to their traditions, rituals, and way of life, resisting the full assimilation into Roman customs. Boudica was known for her tall stature and fiery red hair, embodying her people's spirit. Her appearance was striking, and she carried herself with the confidence and authority befitting a queen. As queen, she oversaw her tribe's welfare and maintained delicate relations with Rome. She was a skilled diplomat, navigating the complexities of Roman politics while ensuring her people's needs were met. The Iceni thrived under her leadership, but tension with Rome simmered beneath the surface. The Romans' demands and their presence in Iceni lands were a constant source of unease. Boudica was a devoted mother to 2 daughters and deeply committed to her people. Her role as a mother was as important to her as her role as a leader, and she balanced both with grace and strength. Her intelligence and strength earned her respect in both peace and conflict. She was not only a figurehead but a true leader who inspired those around her. The Iceni looked to her as a symbol of hope and resilience. In times of uncertainty, her presence provided a sense of stability and courage. This respect would prove crucial when the time came to resist Rome. The loyalty and trust she had cultivated among her people would be tested in the most challenging of times. The peace Boudica enjoyed was shattered by events that changed history. The Romans' betrayal and aggression would ignite a fierce response from the Iceni. Her calm life was only a prelude to the storm ahead. The tranquility of the Iceni lands was about to be violently disrupted. The tranquility of the Iceni lands was about to be violently disrupted. The Romans' actions would lead to a rebellion that would echo through history, with Boudica at its helm. The rebellion ignited after King Prasutagus' death. In his will, he left his kingdom to his daughters and the Roman emperor, but Rome ignored his wishes. The Romans seized Iceni property, betraying their trust and way of life. Boudica was flogged, her daughters assaulted, acts that sparked outrage. This brutality became the catalyst for revolt. The Romans underestimated Boudica's resolve. Her suffering galvanized the Iceni and drew other tribes to their cause. Roman disrespect for local customs fueled the flames of rebellion. Boudica's personal tragedy united the tribes under a common goal. The revolt was about survival and dignity, not just revenge. Her swift, decisive response transformed anger into a powerful movement. The stage was set for a conflict that would test both sides. The fight for freedom had truly begun. Boudica's ability to rally her people was extraordinary. She traveled from village to village, inspiring followers with passionate speeches. Her presence alone instilled courage and determination. The Iceni and their allies were driven by a shared desire to preserve their way of life. Boudica's charisma united different tribes into a formidable force. She emphasized the importance of standing together against Rome. Her speeches, filled with calls for freedom and justice, resonated deeply. Under her guidance, the rebels trained and strategized for battle. Boudica's knowledge of warfare and her inspiration were crucial. Her leadership ensured the rebellion was organized and focused. She transformed scattered resistance into a united front. The strength of the rebellion lay in its unity and her leadership. Together, they prepared to challenge Rome. Boudica's revolt unleashed a relentless wave of destruction across Roman settlements in Britain, shaking the very foundations of Roman power. What began as an act of defiance quickly escalated into a full-scale uprising, with entire communities swept up in the chaos. The first target was Camulodunum, modern Colchester, a city that stood as a proud symbol of Roman authority and civilization. Its grand temples and imposing walls could not protect it from the fury of the rebels. The Iceni and their allies stormed through the streets, destroying the city with fire and fury. Buildings were reduced to ashes, and the cries of the fleeing citizens echoed through the night. The fall of Camulodunum sent shockwaves through Roman Britain, leaving survivors traumatized and Roman officials scrambling to respond. Next, Boudica's forces set their sights on Londinium, the bustling heart of Roman administration and commerce. The city was a vital hub, and its loss would be devastating. Londinium was engulfed in flames, its people forced to flee in terror or perish amidst the chaos. The destruction was swift and merciless, leaving nothing but smoldering ruins behind. The loss of Londinium was a major blow to the Romans, who now faced the reality of a rebellion that threatened their very presence in Britain. Boudica's strategic attacks shattered Roman control, spreading fear and uncertainty throughout the province. Towns braced for the worst as news of the destruction spread. Her campaign was more than just a quest for vengeance. It was a powerful statement of resistance, inspiring others to join the cause. The march of destruction continued to Verulamium, modern St. Albans, where the same pattern of devastation unfolded. The city was overrun, its defenders powerless to stop the advancing rebels. Each victory emboldened the rebels, strengthening their unity and resolve. The sense of shared purpose grew with every conquest. The revolt gained unstoppable momentum, with Boudica herself leading the charge at the front, her presence inspiring hope and courage among her followers. With every victory, the hope for freedom burned brighter, lighting a path for those who dared to dream of a Britain free from Roman rule. Boudica's leadership was defined by bravery and tactical skill. She led from the front, never shying from battle. Her presence inspired her warriors and embodied resistance. Boudica's courage was evident in every attack. Her composure in adversity was vital to the rebellion's early success. She earned loyalty through both authority and empathy. Her followers saw her as a warrior fighting for their future. Boudica's strategic choices exploited Roman weaknesses. Her tactics included psychological warfare, instilling fear in the enemy. Even in defeat, her valor left a lasting mark on history. She proved that determination and unity could challenge an empire. Boudica's legacy as a leader and warrior endures. Her story continues to inspire those who fight for justice. As the rebellion raged on, the Roman legions, battered but unbroken, gathered their strength for a decisive counterattack. The air was thick with tension as soldiers tightened their formations, knowing the fate of the province hung in the balance. The decisive confrontation, remembered as the Battle of Watling Street, would become a turning point in Britain's history. Both sides understood that the outcome would shape the destiny of the island for generations. Roman governor Suetonius Paulinus, a seasoned and determined commander, led his disciplined legionaries into battle. He faced Boudica's massive force with unwavering resolve, determined to restore Roman order. Though vastly outnumbered, the Romans relied on superior tactics, strict discipline, and their legendary training. Their tight formations and strategic use of shields gave them a crucial advantage. Meanwhile, Boudica's forces, an alliance of tribes united by a common cause, prepared for a confrontation that would decide their freedom or subjugation. The queen herself, fierce and unyielding, rode among her warriors, delivering rousing words that inspired hope and courage. Her presence was a beacon, rallying her people to stand firm against overwhelming odds. For the Britons, this was more than a battle. It was a fight for their homeland, their families, and their very way of life. The anticipation was palpable as both armies braced for the coming storm. When the clash began, the fighting was fierce and merciless. Swords clashed, shields splintered, and the cries of battle echoed across the field as both sides fought with desperate determination. Despite their overwhelming numbers, Boudica's warriors struggled to break the Roman lines. The discipline and cohesion of the legionaries proved too much for the less organized Britons. The narrow terrain, chosen by Paulinus, funneled the Britons and neutralized their advantage. Roman strategy and the landscape itself worked hand in hand to favor the empire. The Iceni and their allies fought with unmatched bravery, making a desperate final stand. But as the hours wore on, the tide of battle turned inexorably against them. In the end, the rebellion was crushed. The battlefield was littered with the fallen, and Boudica's dream of freedom was shattered as her forces were decisively defeated. Boudica's fate remains shrouded in legend. Some say she took her own life to avoid capture, while others believe she vanished into the mists of history, her spirit unbroken. Her final stand became a powerful symbol of defiance, her courage and determination echoing through the ages as a testament to her people's indomitable spirit. Though defeated in battle, Boudica's legacy endures. She remains an icon of resistance, inspiring generations to stand up against oppression and fight for their freedom. Boudica's rebellion ended in defeat, but her legacy endured. She became a symbol of resistance and a rallying figure for freedom. Her story has inspired countless tales and legends. Boudica's name is synonymous with courage and defiance. Her revolt exposed the vulnerabilities of the Roman Empire. The rebellion forced Rome to reconsider its approach in Britain. Boudica's legacy is celebrated in art, literature, and monuments. She remains an iconic figure in British history. Her tale reminds us of the power of leadership and the impact of one person. Boudica's courage continues to inspire the fight for justice. Her legacy lives on as a symbol of hope and resistance. The story of Queen Boudica is just one of many incredible tales from history. Her bravery and leadership have left a lasting impact. If you enjoyed learning about Boudica, there are countless other stories to discover. Subscribe to our series for more amazing history stories. Join us as we explore the lives of remarkable individuals and pivotal moments. There's so much to learn, and we can't wait to share these stories with you. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a wealth of knowledge. Each story is a chance to understand the people who shaped our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Subscribe today and become part of our community of history enthusiasts.